Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Stay firm. Sending that right foot back. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I am so very glad that you have decided to join me today. For today's class, we are going to begin seated on our mats. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine. Closing the eyes. We'll take a few seconds here to focus in on the breath. Starting to get used to the space that you're in, the energies around you and within you. To drop our chins to our chest. If you'd like, you can put a hand to the crown of your head and gently add a little weight, pressing down, tucking the chin. Now, keeping that chin tucked close to the chest, we're gently going to roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Coming back through center, and then taking the left ear towards the left shoulder. Back to center again, removing the hand if we have it on the head, and we're going to gently roll side to side, keeping the chin tucked to center as we roll across over to one shoulder and back to the other. Back to center again. We're going to add a little bit more rotation, but we're not wanting to drop the head all the way back. We're wanting to take the eyes to maybe where the ceiling and the wall meet in front of you. So we're lifting the chin slightly as we roll the head back, but we're not dropping it. So dropping the chin to the chest, rolling to one side, lifting the eyes a little, coming around the other way and back to center. And switching directions, rolling around the other way. Back to center again. We'll take the chin to a nice comfortable spot, taking the eyes straight out in front of the body. Keeping the body where it is, keeping the chest lifted and stomach facing forward. We're going to turn the eyes over our right shoulder as far as we can look. Coming through center, keeping the chin on that same level and looking over the left shoulder. Back to center again. Bring the hands to the knees. We're gonna do a few seated cat-cows with a big in breath, lifting the chest, lifting the eyes. Exhale, arching back through the spine, rolling towards center. Moving back and forth with the breath. Coming back to center again. This time, moving with the breath. With our in-breath, we'll take the arms overhead, reaching tall to the ceiling. Exhale to bring the arms down beside us. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale, softening the arms down. Our next in-breath, taking the arms up, and we're going to turn from the lower belly first over towards our left side, bringing the right hand down towards the left knee and sweeping the left arm back behind, finding a gentle twist, looking over that left shoulder. With an inhale, coming back, taking both arms up. Exhale, twisting from the lower belly, open towards the right side. Left hand comes to the knee, right hand goes behind, looking at the right shoulder. And an inhale brings us back to center again. With our exhale, we'll hinge at the waist, shifting the chest forward and folding all the way. And with our next inhale, we'll ragdoll our way back up, rolling one vertebrae past the next, slowly lifting the head and neck. Exhale, bringing the hands over to our sides. We're going to make our way to a tabletop. With an inhale, lifting the eyes and the stomach, drop, lifting the eyes and the tailbone, dropping the stomach. Exhale, curling into center, arching the spine up towards the ceiling, tucking the chin and chest into center. Back and forth some more with the breath. Back to our tabletop again. We're going to walk the knees to the outer edges of the mat, bringing the big toes into touch. Scooting the left hand in towards center, so we're making a triangle with the hand and the knee. Taking the right arm up to the ceiling. And with our exhale, we'll thread that right arm through the left side of the body, bringing the shoulder and side of face down. Now we have two options here depending on where you're wanting to feel a stretch. We can either soften the chest towards that right arm and feel a stretch across the right shoulder blade, across the upper back, or we can press down with the left hand and deepen our twist. Pressing down through the left hand with our next inhale, untwisting through the body and taking the right arm up. Exhale, releasing the right arm down. And with an in breath, taking the left arm up. Exhale, threading that left arm through the right side of the body and softening down. Pressing down through the right hand, unthreading the left, sending it back up, and releasing it down. Bringing the knees under the hips again. And we'll take the hands one step further away from the knees, tucking the toes under, sending the hips up and back behind us for a down dog. Wiggling out through the legs, or wiggling through the hips. We'll extend the left leg behind the body. And bringing it forward, we'll step it down to the hands. Full breath in here. And an even larger breath back out. Dropping the right knee to the mat and sitting tall. Tucking the tailbone under and shifting forward to a low lunge. Now with our exhale, sending the hips back behind us so we can lengthen and straighten out through the left leg. Exhale, hinging at the waist and softening forward, finding our half splits. In breath, shifting forward, low lunge. Exhale to our half splits. We're gonna move back and forth between these two poses, moving with the breath. With our inhale, we can reach the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, taking the arms up and back behind us. Or if this is a little bit much for your balance today, go ahead and drop the hands down to the mat and use them as our kickstands to make this pose a little bit easier. Our way back to our low lunge, taking the arms up to the ceiling. We'll drop the elbows so we can lift the chest and the eyes a little higher. Inhale, taking the arms back up. We'll bring the right hand down beside the left foot, taking the left arm up to the ceiling. If you'd like to add a little rotation, you can reach that left arm behind us, behind center. And with an exhale, bringing that left hand down, we'll replace the right and send the right arm up. And another exhale to bring the right arm down. So both hands are now on the inside of our left leg, and we'll find a lizard pose here. We can gently press the knee away from the body, either with the hand or without the hand. We can walk that left foot towards the outer edge of the mat or up towards the top of the mat. Whatever feels right in your hips today and where you can feel a nice stretch. Pressing down through the hands, we'll tuck the right toes under, sending the left leg back to our plank and holding here for a few breaths. Spreading the fingertips out nice and wide, pressing down. Shifting forward slightly, bringing elbows into the ribcage, and with our exhale, we'll chaturanga to lower. Flipping the feet, and gently pressing through the hands to lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, softening the chest towards the floor, tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back behind us, down dog. Reaching the right leg back and bringing it with us as we shift towards the hands. Stepping that right foot down, full breath in. Even larger breath back out. Dropping the left knee, inhale, circling tall. Shifting the hips forward, low lunge. With an exhale, sending the hips behind and folding towards the right leg. We'll flow back and forth between these two poses again. Inhale, lifting to our low lunge. Exhale, half splits. We can allow the arms to flow with us, reaching tall and then reaching back behind the body. Or we can keep the hands down on the mat. back to our lunge. Taking the arms up and then dropping the elbows to shoulder height, lifting the chest and the eyes. Inhale, reaching the arms up again. Left hand comes down beside the right foot. Right arm reaches tall to the ceiling. Again, you can add a little more rotation if you'd like here, or keep that right arm straight up from the shoulder. Exhale, bringing the right arm down, replacing the left, sending the left arm up. And bringing the left arm down, lizard pose. Finding somewhere comfortable, somewhere where the hips can soften. Pressing down through the hands, tucking the left toes under, and sending the right leg back to our plank. We can chaturanga to a cobra or an up dog, or we can move straight to a down dog. Reaching the left leg back and up before bringing it forward towards the hands. Stepping that left foot down, full breath in. Even larger breath back out. Dropping the right knee to the mat and sitting tall. We're gonna walk that left foot a little further out in front of the body before rotating all the way around to the long side of the mat. So the left leg is reaching out. You can either point the toes the same way the eyes are facing, or you can point the toes out to the short end of the mat, whatever feels right to you. But sitting tall here, pressing down through the outside edge of the left foot. And we're gonna flow from side to side. So we have two options. We can come through center, flowing out towards our right side, and around, reaching both arms to the left side. So coming through center, getting low in the middle, and coming around. Or we can stay tall through the core here, and flow side to side with more of an upright posture. And coming back to center, we'll take the hands out in front. And we're gonna shift our weight forward and back. So shifting our weight into our hands, pressing down, and then sending the tailbone back behind us. Moving forward and back here, stretching out the insides and then the backs of the legs. If you need to add an extra bend to the knee or turn the toes some way to make it feel more comfortable, go ahead and make those micro adjustments. back to center. Walking the hands one step closer in towards the mat, and then scooting the foot in a little bit more towards the right side so we can rotate back around to our lunge facing the front of our mat. Tucking our right toes under, lifting up and sending the left leg back behind us and finding a plank. Again, we can chaturanga to our up dog or a cobra and to our down dog, or straight to a down dog. Extending the right leg back, and then bringing it up to the hands, stepping it down. Full breath in, even larger breath back out. Dropping the left leg down and lifting tall. We're gonna walk that right foot out a little bit further so we can rotate around to the long side of our mat. And again, toes can face out the same direction as the stomach, or they can point to the top of the mat. We're gonna flow side to side, same as before. So we can come through center, making large looping motions with the arms, or we can stay upright, reaching tall to the sky as we come across the body. Coming back to neutral, taking the arms out in front of the mat. And again, we're gonna shift forward and back. So we're putting weight into the hands, sending the hips towards the floor, extending the hips back behind, moving back and forth. One step closer towards the mat, and then heel toeing that right foot back in so we can rotate and face the front of our mat again. Tucking the left toes under, sending the right leg to our plank, pressing down through the fingertips. Again, we can make our transition through a chaturanga to an up dog or cobra, or straight back to a down dog. We'll bring the hands one step closer in towards the toes, really sending the hips up and back behind us, and putting as much bend to the knees as you need or want. And like we're moving through honey, we'll slowly bring the knees towards the floor as we shift forward through our bear pose. To our tabletop. Wiggling out a little bit more through the hips and the spine. We can find some more cat-cows, or we can wiggle out through the hips or barrel roll the chest. Finding something that feels right. And then back to our tabletop. We'll walk the hands one step further out in front of the body, dropping the chest towards the floor. And we can bring the chin to the floor or the forehead to the floor. Lifting the chest up again, bringing the hands one step closer towards the knees. And we're going to tuck the tailbone back to our child's pose. So it's up to you whether you would prefer a wide-legged child's pose or bring the knees all the way together or some combination in between. Keeping the arms stretched out in front, reaching towards the top of the mat, dropping the chin to the chest and the forehead towards the floor. Keeping the chin tucked towards the body, we'll bring the arms around and bring them to the small of the back or to the low back, somewhere where they feel comfortable. We can keep them here with palms facing up towards the ceiling, or we can interlock the fingers and pull the arms in together. With an inhale, lifting the body up. So we're seated on the heels. Rotating the arms, bringing them out in front and then up to the ceiling, reaching tall. Bringing the arms down, and we'll circle the legs around. So we're seated on the mat, legs out in front of us. Bringing the toes up to the ceiling. We're going to engage all the way up the legs, so the kneecaps will gently pull up a little closer towards the hips. The heels may or may not lift off the mat, and that is fine. With an inhale, taking the arms to the ceiling and reaching tall. If this is a little much for the upper back, you can bring the arms down towards center or into our prayer pose, pressing against the palms. We're going to take a few breaths here. At the end of each exhale, noticing any shifts in the posture and sitting up a little bit taller. If our arms are up, we're really working from our lats and our upper back to hold us tall. Or if our arms are down, we're working from the lower back, engaging up the back to hold us here tall and strong, using that core containment muscle. Exhale, bringing the arms down. Our last pose, we're going to need a wall or a countertop or a chair, something that's sturdy that we can put a little bit of weight on. So finding whatever prop we need or feels right. I'm going to use this wall because it's here. Planting the hands or holding on to whatever our object is. Sending the hips back behind us. So we want to be about arm or leg distance from our prop. Dropping the chest between the arms and holding here. Putting as much bend to the knees as you need. And continuing to soften the chest a little more towards the floor. Slowly and gently, like moving through honey, lifting the chest back up through the arms, and comfortably coming back to our standing. We're going to do a little bit of happy elephants to reset through the shoulders and the spine, taking the arms a little bit wider than hips distance, letting the arms sway side to side. If you'd like, you can let them come all the way around the body and find a little tapping, moving the lymphatic system, or you can let them float and sway side to side. And we'll let the arms run out of momentum, coming back to our sides, finding a mountain pose for our end. Closing the eyes, we'll pick up the toes, spread them out wide, and set them back down. Lifting the shoulders up to the ears, sending them back and down the spine. Closing the eyes, and we'll take a few more breaths here, pressing down through the toes. And again, noticing the energies in the room around us, energies within us. Noticing if there was any change to either of these from before our practice. Thank you so very much for joining me for today's practice. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love and light. Namaste.